Hello and good evening and welcome to The Truth Behind
the Truth.
Pre-holiday show. One more week to go. That is always an exciting time for me. Y'all know I started with my hat earlier. Get this. I have people coming up to me out and about. You get in the spirit early. I said, yeah, why not? Hey, people wear other kind of ridiculous stuff. This ain't ridiculous, but other ridiculous stuff all year long. So I'm gonna wear my hat and be happy with my hat on, for sure. Yeah. But yes, I'm excited about it. Definitely excited. But good to see you guys this evening, and I want to welcome our audience to The Truth Behind the Truth, your weekly format of information of hot news buzz, hot topics, hot tea, hot coffee, hot whatever. We're gonna find a way to make it hot. All right, that is for sure. Gentlemen, how are you? Looking well, looking prosperous. The favorite part of the year to look prosperous in. Parnell, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm enjoying my little tea with little grown-up stuff in it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we got cranberry juice over here, but we forgot to put the other grown-up pod in it today.
We forgot the vodka.
Yeah. I can't do the little vodka right now because I'm on a pain pill that we'll talk about that later. But I'm smiling through it. But but yeah. So yeah, we couldn't do that part of it. Sandy, how you doing, man?
I'm just fine. Thank you very much. I wish I had a little Parnell's adult stuff in there.
the adult remedy. And how are you, Dave?
I'm good.
Good. Excellent.
Strictly for medicinal purposes, of course.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason.
Is there any better reason?
The more you diss, the more you miss, the more you're going to diss. Okay. So anyway, we're talking about mugs, everyone. As you see your Truth Behind the Truth mug, everybody has their mug. Okay, you can obtain your favorite mug, okay, from your favorite people. Okay, you can order your mug for just $16 or $15.99 or $15.99.99, however that works for you, at the Truth Behind the Truth, at gmail.com. Just send your information in and we'll contact you on your appropriate methods to be able to pay to obtain it. Also, if you want to, which we're hoping to do, to stay involved with our mug contest, I think a few of you guys have gotten it going. We still need to get some more shares and likes from you. But if you choose to do that way, you can get a free mug by sharing with us 10 likes and 10 shares of your favorite media perspective, as long as that we're on it, okay? And once we contact and see those are viable, we will send you out a mug as well. So 2 ways to definitely support as far as the mugs are concerned. And also for contribution-wise, all right? We are still out there for you as well. So on Venmo, we are The Truth Behind the Truth. And on Cash App, we are TTBTT Show. All right. So we want y'all to show some money. All right. But definitely. But anyway, so let's go ahead and dig in. It's going to be an interesting night. I was trying to wait to get into this at second segment, but I kind of want to deal with it and get it out of the way pretty quickly. Good evening, Darnell.
Evening.
Get it out of the way. I don't know if everybody got an opportunity to see the information that Charles put out about Christian Keys. Did everybody get a chance to see the video? Okay, so I want to deal with that from the top, okay, and then we can, if it rolls over to the next break, we can, and just this situation of abuse in Hollywood, things like that go on, casting couch, however you talk about it at a party standing, somebody grab your groin, that one's been out there as well, so there've been all of these type of conversations that have been going on, within the ranks, and unmistakably, it does happen. Okay, and it does happen quite regularly. Depends on what sector that you're in. If you're trying to be a male celebrity star, whatever, actor, singer, as well as the female, even down to children actors as well. So these abuse tactics have been around for a long period of time. Okay, it's nothing new under the sun. I think is that we have a media now to be able to expose it, talk about it a little bit more, more frequently. So the one I'm speaking out right now, and I'm gonna be honest, I have no problem with it. Okay, not the truth behind the truth that possibly may be in it. I just think that the presentation of it was kind of unfair. And if you haven't seen it, I would encourage you probably to go to his Instagram page, Christian Keys. Okay, he's right on Instagram, and take a look at it for yourself. You can send me an email, say, JB, I totally didn't agree with what you said or what your perspective. But when you hear my side of it, or if you've had an opportunity to see, then you can understand my point. All right. So we're basically talking about abuse. This wasn't where our conversation was supposed to be tonight, but this has been circling around so much this week. And then because he put it out there, how we are. We want to jab it while we can, So what he basically talked about is that he he had been sexually assaulted once or twice, 2 times through a high-profile individual in the movie or Hollywood arena. Okay, well, as we know, it does go on, and there's no mistake. I would not doubt that for not for happening at all. A lot of people experience that.
I'm
On
looking for the document.
What did you say, Sandy?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. So, and it does go on. All right. So he elaborated on, his experiences and whatever. And then he does say that he has some verbal conversations and things like this. And then he waited till the NDA time frame had gone, expired or whatever, and all these other type of things. So he's now at some point planning to release these tapes, or the audio of the incidents or the communication of how this individual allegedly approached him, in these manners. Okay. Again, not negating the fact that it does happen, and I'm not saying that. Okay. My problem with the way that he delivered it, okay, and in the way that he presented, I know it's coming from his perspective, but we got to kind of look at it a bigger picture. All right. And in the bigger picture here is that it came from more of that I am the ultimate in straight guys, and I have to let you know that I'm the ultimate straight guy because I don't get down with with Trickly Dickly, and I don't get down with and I'm kind of adding some stuff to what he said, and all these things. Okay, I get it. Hey, you're a straight guy, and that's not the issue here. But I think there was more emphasis mentioned about how straight you were versus to dealing with the subject matter at hand. Now, if somebody is going to touch you inappropriately, whatever the case may be, first of all, when you say something like that and it comes allegedly coming from a male perspective, the natural consumer or person out here is going to think that that person was a gay person that tried to approach you. Okay. Most abuse does not come with a gender representation person. They have the wrongness within them, and it's about the control of that sexual moment. Okay, Harvey Weinstein, trust and believe it, was not just with females. What he was doing, in the realm of things out here in Hollywood. So it's about that individual's control, okay, or what it is, or they make an offer. They say, well, hey, I'm going to give you $10,000 to expose yourself, walk naked in front of me, or whatever. All right, and it's up to you to make that decision, that person to make that decision or not. So my thing, and again, back to my point here is that we can certainly discuss this. Is that I didn't like the fact that it was not presented in a manner of a safe haven for everyone involved. I get it. You became and love your work, Christian. Don't get me wrong. If you see this, I hope you do. And I want you to understand and educate from this particular point in time in the way you presented it. Okay. That I get it. And it's offensive. It's the wrong manner to be able to do with somebody, in this industry. However, you've got to be careful about when you're insinuating something because it looks like a certain community is responsible for what happened or what you went through with this person. So I would say, in my opinion, that if you want to present something like this, please do it in a manner that it does not address one perspective of community of people, meaning that it makes it sound like that this person was ultimately gay, and because they were gay, they wanted to go after you at the end of the day. So that's my point, guys. That right now, but feel free to jump in.
Well, I watched the video, and it was definitely a thing. Well, I like what he said because he was like he made the point that this is not about this person being gay because he said, I don't care. So I've gone out with friends and their boyfriends or girls and their girlfriends, and we've had drinks and all that good stuff. What made him upset, and I understand this, is if you tell somebody that you're straight or that's not the team you play for, and they repeatedly keep coming for you,
right,
over years that this has been going on, I guess, and the fact that he mentioned he had drunk a little bit too much and so was slept in the guest room to wake into this guy trying to get in bed with him, and he's like, man, what you doing? And then not only then he's like, okay, let me get up out of here, and then still tries to grab his dick twice.
Okay.
That's kind of like, this is just exposing, if it's going for 10 years, this is exposing somebody who's repeatedly been putting the pressure on somebody who has already let them know, I'm straight, right. Chill out, and has tried to be cool with it and keep showing up and going for work. And I think it was important to show that this doesn't just happen to women. Okay. And that we have to, yes, there are some gay predators out there too.
Right,
you know,
absolutely.
heterosexual
Uh-huh.
thing going on, and you know, and of course reading the comments about it, and everybody's making their guess, Tyler Perry, this, whatever, and and somebody made the points like, don't say his name if you don't know for sure who it is because you're casting aspersions. But
Right.
I'm like, there are only so many black male billionaires who had a documentary coming out.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yeah. My thing is, why go to social media?
Uh-huh.
That's my thing. Like, why are you going to the average person about this type of situation? It's like they could care less. At the end of the day, it's all entertainment. Go to your people about this. Where is your lawyer? Where are your counselors? Where is your therapy? I'm just wondering, why are you coming to the average Joe who has nothing to do with this? So now people are making it now, and it's now trending all over Twitter. I mean, it's almost number one now, to the fact that people are now allegedly saying it is Tyler Perry. But it just gets on my nerves that some of these celebrities, they go to their phones and they make announcements like, we live with them. I don't live with you. It's like the other day I'm hearing Megan Thee Stallion dealing with her issues. I ain't got time to be dealing with your issues. But still, though, I think, and I'm not trying to make light of this, but I always say in any industry, it has its pros and its cons.
Yes.
But that entertainment industry, and I have said this many times, don't if you have children within the industry, do not leave your child on sets by themselves, because those sets are for. And I'm not trying to say everybody on set could be a predator, but you have to be careful, because people in any situation, especially within the entertainment, they sometimes go too far.
Right.
And you have to have a firm foundation within yourself to say, I'm not going no further than this. And it's not only the entertainment industry, it's every industry that you work in. But in his situation, I wish he would have not came to social media, because now it's pure entertainment. People are making a big deal out of it, and now they're thinking it is Tyler Perry, which we don't know. It could be anybody at the end of the day. Darnell, do you want to say anything about it?
Well, my thing is this: the position that going to social media it puts him in is that now you have put yourself where if there was an opportunity for you anywhere, it's not going to be anymore, because people are now going to be afraid to deal with you because of whatever is to come with this situation that you now have put out upon the universe to be able to figure out, the next steps, or whomever it is may be, or whatever the case. So now it's just like you put it where you left a ... It could be whomever, which everybody kind of, filling in the blanks on it. Right. But it's just like now, if in fact that is the person, as powerful as someone of that magnitude is in the industry, you probably will never work again. Yeah, you probably ain't gonna never work again.
So do you think, and Sandy, I'm gonna let you make a point. So do you think that when there's a situation such as this, as he has, I guess I said, skillfully brought it to light, do you think that this should have been dealt with privately within the ranks of the court system? You dealt with it, or should have been that you're completely exposing this, because it takes on a new light, like you said, Parnell. This is taking on a new light because it is out here, and everybody is speculating because of the way social media is, and they have their own established ways of doing it. And I understand he does have recordings of it. However, but does that still change the narrative? Because people are gonna pick sides regardless. They're gonna say that you're right, that they're wrong, or whatever. But I think the main line here is that there's going to have to be some level of forgivable point, which he mentioned in his point about that, where that forgivable point is going to come up. Are you risking this to risk a career? And these people in power, whoever it is, they know that. They know that is. Oh, we got to go to a quick break. Sandy, when we come out on break, I want you to make your point real quick. So we're going to go to a quick break, guys. We'll continue this discussion real quick. Then we'll go on the rest of our stuff for tonight. But we'll be right back after this break. All right, and we are back with you guys. Thank you once again so much for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth. Yeah, we got some news buzz going on right now, boy. But feel free to share your comments. I mean, if you have an opinion about what we're discussing at this particular point in time, and this discussion is not a right and wrong, it's an opinion about a subject matter that has been placed out there and on a major level and has described so much stride in the last 24 hours that's been released. Okay, but anyway, Sandy, go ahead with your point. I'm sorry.
I have no point. I didn't see the piece, and I feel uninformed about this, so I'm going to sit this one out.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. Got you.
But I want to say this though, there, it's so much stuff going on right now that with the sexual harassment claims that now that we're hearing about certain people within politics, within any industry, entertainment, whatever you name it, even in the church, we're there's some stuff that's about to come out too. We just don't know yet.
Right.
But I don't understand, and this is just me. And I'm going to go back to this. Why bring it to social media when you have access to people who can help you get your stuff across and a judicial system?
Yes.
My thing is, this situation makes me respect Monique even more.
Okay.
And I'm saying this because of the fact that when Monique had her stuff, it was down the line, cut and dry. We already knew who it was. But when he came out with his situation, he didn't expose the person, but the name is lingering, whether he said it or not. It's still out there.
Right.
So my thing is, if there are recordings, which he did point out, he had a pen-like recorder,
Right.
Because he told somebody that he was telling, even in the situation of the fact of being sexually harassed, they go through your phones.
Right.
They want to see what's going on, so they go through your phone to see if there's any recording. So he had a pen.
Right.
He said he would send that pen, or he would play that pen to the authorities or something like that. Am I right, Parnell? Did he say play it to the authorities?
He did say that he had a couple of different recording devices. I know they had a thumb drive, and he has Intergen that said that you were correct. Yes,
just do what you have to do to clear your name, number one.
Uh-huh.
Because we already know within this industry, especially within the entertainment industry, there's clicks. Yes. And them clicks will, like Darnell said, Darnell has put out there, will keep you out of work.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We already know that it has happened to a few people.
Right.
So I'm just saying, if he has the truth within him, in these recordings, I think he needs to go to his lawyer.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't need to come to us. He needs to go to his lawyer, and they need to send this to court, and he needs to fight for his good name.
Right.
Exactly. It's the alleged is between two. It's Carl Weathers and Tyler. So he's only worked for two of them.
Okay.
Throughout his whole career, outside of when he worked on Supernatural and all the other type stuff, that's a whole different entity.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Well, go ahead, pardon.
I don't have a problem with him going to social media to tell his story.
Okay. Uh-huh.
One, because of the fact that those powerful people can quiet you. If you try to keep it quiet, they can hush it up. And here is the thing: like all those people with all those women in the Me Too movement who came forward, a lot of them, like Christian, didn't come forward for years because of the threat of this could end your career.
Right.
And at some point you have to go like, well, it just might have to end my career, because as long as I am quiet and silent and keeping it behind closed doors, other people are falling victim to these predators.
Right.
So I got to tell the story to as many people to hear it, to warn them, this dude is a predator. And I need to let y'all know this is what happened to me. And now, not only am I telling my story, I also have recordings. So you hear in his own words what he was saying. The fact that, he offered him, $100,000 to strip. He said, I don't even have to touch you. I'd have been $100,000 richer myself. I can't. But I get it. If that is not your identity and you don't want that to be, some gay man fantasizing about you naked, no amount of money is going to do that for you. Well, I shouldn't say no amount. Everybody has a price.
Right.
You know what I mean? But there are, I like what he said, and other people have said, taking the long road about the long way around. I'll take the long route. If that means I got to hustle over here and do this, I'll go there, as opposed to, exposing myself or sleeping my way to the top or whatever. I'll just walk around this way and I'll say no to certain things.
Right.
And I respect that. I wish he would have told his story in a shorter time. I'm like, okay, you're saying the same thing. It's about the third time you just said that, bro. I got it.
Right.
You know,
But you behind the truth. I hope people are learning from this, though. Especially those who are trying to get in the industry or whatever industry that you're trying to get into. Understand that there are people out there who will take advantage because they have the power to do it.
Right.
So just, you know, I'm hoping and praying that people are not laughing but learning behind the truth, because this is a learning situation for a whole lot of us who are trying to get somewhere, and you know, we just need to understand there are people who will take advantage.
Well, it's a serious topic at any point, because we're just talking about the entertainment arena right now, but this goes into corporate America and everything else. You know, and you know, a lot of advancement opportunities because of, you know, harassment. You know, I mean, and that's why you have harassment policies in place on every nook and corner for every corporate job. You know, because of situations like this, you got harassment videos when you start, you got all stuff type of stuff. So here's the root of it all. Regardless of where it comes from, it's a huge problem. Okay, at the end of the day, regardless of what sector that's being involved, and it goes down to, as you said, Parnell, these predators, you know, and these predators need help. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, there's a lot more reasons I could open up this conversation more, but I don't want to do that. Way too much, way too far into, you know, where we are with it.
Trump gets into
that's another predator. But anyway, that's a predator. That's
gonna be a whole bunch of them.
I know that's a predator. That's a grabber. That's a kisser. Anyway, but that's a whole other subject right there. But you know, and dealing with, you know, Congress and all those type of things that goes on with that. So it is a huge problem, you know. And again, to Christian, and my point again, as I said earlier, we're gonna wrap it up here, is that I heard what you said. And from my perspective, it's just that I would have preferred the story to tell just a little bit different, because it just came from more of that the alleged this person was a part of a certain community versus to anything. And then when you're telling your story, you don't really have to emphasize over and over again that you're a heterosexual man. Okay, at the end of the day, we got that from the beginning. We got that from the dislike, you know, of what went on. Because if you liked it, you'd have been involved in it, okay, at the end of the day. So, you know, but that's all I'm saying about it. It's just that, and not necessarily for him, but anybody that tells that story, you know, your sexual orientation is not necessarily the key factor of the being victimized by the predator at the end of the day. Because if you're going to be victimized, you're going to be victimized, you know, at the end of the day. And most predators don't care what you're doing, you know, at the end of the day. So anyway, moving on.
Rudy Giuliani.
Yes.
Before we go to Rudy, I got to talk about. He did mention the woman who grabbed him as well.
Okay. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that was he talked about. He was working on a set, and this woman came up and, you know, just like, oh, I see that print, and grabbed his dick, and his base, and he was just like, I would be so arrested if I did that to you. If I came up to you and said, oh, I see that printing, and grabbed your crotch.
Right.
You know, and I'm just like,
and it goes back to what I just said a few minutes ago. If you are on set, and especially and I'm just saying this because children are also accosted on sets or anywhere that has a lot of adults around them. You got to be careful. Yeah, and to be honest with you, especially and there's so many horror stories about the entertainment industry. It's so much even out here.
Yeah. And
working in California, I hear about casting couches and people going through all types of back doors just to get into the industry and sleeping their way up through the industry. It's so much.
Yes.
But if you have a strong foundation, go in there knowing who you are, please.
From the beginning,
maintaining your own peace. And because I'm telling you, a lot of people got screwed, especially some of the legends.
Pardon your pun.
Some of my legends, some of the people that I look up to, I have read their stories, and I'm always thinking in my head because it's the same old tale. It's like you have to understand that it's treacherous.
Right. And for those who keep talking about, you know, this goes on in Hollywood, I'm like, Hollywood is just a microcosm of the greater society. The same thing all in schools, in churches, in businesses, you know, in government organizations. Predators are predatory no matter where they are. Hollywood just reflects our greater society.
Absolutely.
So, you know, the only thing about it is we don't hear about it in these other industries as much because there's not media attention is not focused on what's going on at the post office or what's happening, you know, at the school board meeting until
You're right.
It blows
Or
up.
at your McDonald's and everything.
Right.
Yeah, and all the other things that are involved, which is so
That's
true.
true.
But anyway, moving on. So let's talk about this other predator that's been out there, predatizing since 2020. Okay, at the end of the day, this damn Rudy Giuliani. Okay,
Yeah, I'm happy.
I am too. I think everybody in America except for a mega supporter is probably happy with this. But he got what his ass deserved. Okay, I mean, at the end of the day, $150 million, that these women have been awarded. Now, of course, whether they get it is going to be a whole nother battle, But unless the judge pushed them on the OJ payment system, so that everything that he gets coming in, that they will get a check cut from everything he got coming in for the rest of his days on the planet. All right, but the sad part about it,
He ain't got many.
Sad part about it is this fool is still trying to keep media support, because I think what he thinks is that he's going to continue to get this media support by consistently denying that he told the truth. Really? But anyway, go ahead, y'all.
Yeah,
Sandy.
About Rudy.
Yeah.
Well, the sad thing about this is he has no reticence about what he's done.
Right.
He comes out every day after court, and then after the decision, this is wrong. This is this. This is all lies. This is all fabrication. The justice system can't operate when nobody cops to after you've been found guilty. And he doesn't care. He doesn't care what he did to these women's lives.
Right.
He destroyed two
Right.
lives, and
Right.
he could care less. And he wants to say, well, yeah, I didn't say everything. There's a lot of stuff in a lot of other papers, and other people said things, and this shouldn't all fall on me. And the amount is staggering, but it's sad because they'll never see a penny of it because he doesn't have that kind of money.
Right.
Even, if they gave a decision for hundreds of thousands of dollars, they might not have seen anything.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's a moral victory, but he doesn't have $148 million. So
Right.
he's already been broke before this, crying to Trump, are you going to pay my legal bill? So
Right.
I feel terrible for these women. Their lives were upended, and listening to them, I can't live in my house. I miss my neighbors. I miss my friends.
Right.
It's disgusting. And, this shouldn't have been just a civil trial. It should be a criminal trial, which Rudy's up for. And the son of a bitch belongs in jail.
That's my gripe. Why is it not a criminal situation? And I don't know why.
Because the women sued him in a civil action.
Civil action.
Well, I mean, it's probably that's all they could, get at least with.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Can federal be taken up to a defamation of character on a federal level, or does that still have to be a kind of? I'm not sure on that. Maybe.
No.
Well, it's still not a. It's still a civil action because even if it was federal saying, "Oh, you're saying stuff." Look, if you're saying stuff about the government, that's freedom of speech.
Right.
So the government can't sue you for saying the tax system sucks or the DMV is terrible or whatever. But in Rudy, the people that he hurt are suing him civilly for damages. So when you say, why isn't it a federal or why isn't it criminal? Because he's up on criminal charges in 2 or 3 other places that he's going to have to, pay for this, and they'll find him guilty of that. And the interesting thing is somehow Trump seems to be above the fray in somehow getting away with it. His numbers are polling okay at the moment. We're not there yet. But the guys like Rudy are, America's not in love with Rudy.
Right.
The MAGA crowd is not Rudy.
Right.
The lacquer on his hair is not in love with him either. I mean, the lacquer keys, lacquer keys dripping all over the place. I mean, it won't even stay where it needs to be.
That's shellac. Okay.
And Rudy should be in the previous discussion because he's probably sitting there going, "Will someone touch it?"
Yeah.
Please.
Exactly.
And
I don't. And as close as he was to his orange-faced friend, he did not say I'd write a check for you to pay your indiscretions of keeping your mouth closed. So
how is he gonna do it though, JB? The man is out here. The man is out here now for campaign money, auctioning off the ensemble that he had on with his mugshot. So how is he gonna turn around and you don't
get all the money?
But Trump should have gave him this advice. File for Chapter 13, like I have always done over the past few years of my life as a businessman.
Yeah.
Just file for Chapter 13, Giuliani.
We did talk about, but filing bankruptcy against a civil matter like that, you can't do that.
I know
because you're still liable for that money.
But Trump think he could, could get away with it.
Yeah, so he exactly. So he can't get it. But anyway, let's go to our next one. What'd you say, Darnell? Oh,
I was just saying, look at it.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. So it's just unfortunate that we see this, but it's the right time for all this exposure to be happening. I mean, at the end of the day, and there's just going to be more. I mean, literally more. Now, the one thing that I wanted to mention real quick is that now this with the January 6th situation that we are finding that they're trying to find some loophole to get this man from not having to testify on all accounts that he's responsible for. So
they need a loophole to get Clarence Thomas' wife and Trump and Giuliani and all of these people on trial for January 6th. They all need to go down. That's the truth behind the truth. I'm so tired of them protecting these people. It's really ridiculous. I feel like the Republicans have a better ulterior motive to go after Hunter than the Democrats having to go after these punks. I'm like, y'all got actual terrorists running for office.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all ain't doing nothing about it. But
well, but
and that's the truth behind the truth. They ain't doing nothing about it.
Right, true. So I guess the information that they have, of course, they have his voice on record, for January 6th. And it's well. Here's the thing. Just before we go to break, and then we can certainly pick it up after we come back. That the way this man unfortunately positioned himself, it's like this whole situation was planned. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you come back and bring it back to where we are right now, because if they presented this to the Supreme Court for this next ruling to be able to be heard. But the sad part about it is that he potentially goes in with some favor coming from the Supreme Court, because everybody he has put on that court typically stays in his pocket for whatever reason. Okay. So I mean, so this is going to be one of the things to really watch and be observed to see how this happen. Now, the American people, if it does come out some of this is when that again they should take another challenge and stand up, for more of the civil rights in this perspective, when it comes to that.
But it's got to come with a stimulus check.
Anyway, we got a quick break to go to, and we want to talk about a situation that happened out here in LA this past week, about standing up for rights and protesting. Okay, so we'll come with that and finish up with our other point when we come back. We'll see you guys in a second. All right, and we are back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the Truth Behind the Truth tonight, pre-holiday show. Even though we ain't talking holiday yet, we ain't talking everything else but holiday. Want to remind you of your reminders, of course. Definitely get your mug, get your mug. Please get your mug. Very simple contest. It's just send 10 likes or 10 shares to our email, which is ttbttshow@gmail, or support us by you can purchase your mug. Okay, as well. You can do that by sending $15.99 to that same email, just requesting your mug. All right, let's go ahead and get a little bit more. In our meeting this week, I did want to say, and you guys can certainly please feel to chime in on this. I wanted to bring up Will Smith just for a moment, not about all of the other legislations that are going on, has been going on with him, but I just wanted to give a good level of energy out to his camp, his sector, his being at this point, because in spite of the ups and downs, the Jada, the allegeds, and all these other type of things that have been going on with him, I really can say that I honestly appreciate where he is, and he is really not allowing this to keep him from moving forward. Okay, he has not lost a dime in terms of money. Okay, he has not lost an opportunity to make a film. Okay, I think he's done 3 films since The Slap. Okay, at the end of the day, he is still the second paid highest actor in the Hollywood arena. Okay, next to Tom Cruise. Okay, so I just want to give some good energy, and you guys can do that as well if you like to, to him and what is going on. And one of the things that struck me about this thing that he put on social media the other day was he had taped a segment for the upcoming Grammys thing with the 50 years of hip hop, and what have you, but how he was on the forefront of that in the introduction of that particular point. So his kids were around, whatever. And this is actually the very first time they have, and since in their adult years, that they've really seen him be able to be work and be the hip hop star that he was. So they were really celebratory about that, and congratulating him and all of the things in the book. So I said to myself, this is a good time to throw some more shouts out his direction as well. That his kids are surrounding him, and just give him some good energy, because when you're dealing with so much negative press, about your life or whatever, it's kind of let some people say something good about you, at the end of the day. So I just want to, throw a little shout out to him, and I hope you guys can, real quick.
Well, my only thing, Will Smith is always going to be a legend, but my thing with him is I hope somebody would, really push Will Packard back into producing the Oscars, or at least this up and coming Oscar ceremony, because I have to admit that
it's already given.
But the ceremony, I know that, but the ceremony where that slap happened was the best ceremony. That was the best Oscar ceremony I have seen, I have ever watched in years. I paid attention to in years. It was a great show and a great opportunity for Will Packard. I only wish that at least he didn't do that to, at least to Will Packard. I just wish, and hopefully I just hope they come through for him again.
Right.
So that's just me.
Good point. Darnell?
I don't have anything. I mean, his work speaks for him. That's it.
Right. Good. Darnell?
No, yeah, I'm the same. It's like scandal is part of the journey. Somebody's gonna have something to say and whatever. What I'm noticing is the tendency of supposed tight friends getting upset with you and airing all your business, true or not.
Right.
I'm just kind of like, if I'm really buddy with someone, I'm not going to just go out and tell all their dirty laundry. I'll maybe say, we had a falling out or whatever. Okay, so whatever, unless they're bad mouthing me, because I just saw the other day, Tamar Braxton's supposed good buddy is now, talking about her and saying how all she really cares about is being famous, and
we knew that.
Yeah, right. And how he was responsible for booking this tour that she's on. He's like, I booked every single date on this tour because nobody wanted to do it. Like, okay. So there was some James Wright Chanel got attacked by what's her name, Krishan. Yeah, at Tamar's concert, and I suppose he got a tooth or teeth knocked out or whatever. There's something about him going to get dental work done. I was like, okay,
Wow.
That's a lot
they
going
still
on
friends.
at that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Good, Sandy. What's your point?
I don't know what to tell you. It's somebody else's life. Whatever happens to them, I'm not against them. I'm not for them. I think Will made a mistake when he hit Chris. He paid for it in his own way. He's getting through it. If he's able to work, do you take away a man's ability to earn a living? Is that fair?
Right.
No. Does he suffer somewhere along the way? Yeah, but by his own doing. So,
Right.
what are they? Who amongst us, you know,
Who would I think cast the first stone?
Yeah, you know, so people, we all make mistakes, and then you grow from them, and stuff like that. I will say, if I were Draymond Green, I would start hanging out with Will Smith, see how to resurrect my career.
Okay.
If I was Jonathan Majors, I would hang around Will Smith too.
You know that's our next point.
I mean, honestly, I would want to hang around with somebody like Will Smith because, you know, I'm telling you, the situation with him, which we already know. I don't know. I don't have a dog in that fight myself, but from what I see, and we talked about this too. You need to understand when you are in a situation where you have a lot to lose,
right.
You need to understand the people that you need to at least know the people that are around you,
yeah, that's true.
or that you entertain. Because there are a lot of people like you was talking about. I think Parnell brought up Will Smith alleged friend or supposed friend, because I don't understand how anybody could call themselves a friend and then come out with scandalous allegations about you sleeping with another man, which, you know, that's none of our business.
Right.
That was none of our business. So I don't consider you a friend. I consider you an associate that we just, you know, I had business with. But a friend, that don't make sense. But the fact is, I think Jonathan Majors, I think he needs somebody like Will Smith to mentor him, because I mean, he's taken a lot. He has now taken a beating because of this case with abuse.
Right.
Now that we see videotape of him running away from the woman.
Well, but
I mean,
yeah, and that's going to open up another discussion. I mean, you know, I think the jury was out on it as of Friday.
Public
or whatever.
opinion is out on that.
Well, yeah, but the case now went to the jury, so I think
Yeah.
they were in deliberation about it. But when you see the video, I mean, it's kind of contrary to what she said that what really went on, because it looked like she was chasing him. So we'll see what happens in the end. You know, we will be all right. Yeah, we will
just
see.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah,
Truth behind the truth.
like Morgan Freeman said.
Yeah, keep your and just because I disagree with you does not mean that I hate you. We need to relearn that in our society,
yes,
and that is so
true.
That's the truth.
So true.
The truth.
So
absolutely.
I just want to say this with respect to Will Smith. You know, so he's got 3 films, they're coming out, but the ultimate, so his industry forgave him enough to put him back to work. Yeah. But the truth of the matter is going to be, does the public go out and see his films? And if they're mad at him, they won't see his films. And that will be what the final word on this is. And maybe it was long enough, and maybe they come back to see his films, or maybe they don't. We don't know. But, you know, the fact that at least the industry gave him a shot, said, let's see if you can still be still a draw.
Right.
He just need to come out with a reimagination of 6 Degrees Separation.
That was I listen. They should go on and forgive that man.
What'd you say, Darnell? I'm sorry.
Everything and everybody should go on and forgive the man. Come on now. He allowed another man to come up. He came up. Think about it. Chris Rock went and got quite a few million from the factor of it. So it's just like it was a come up. That's it.
Wait. Are you saying Chris allowed this to happen and it was his fault?
No.
He's saying that Chris got to because of the scandal around the slap. He came up on a lot of money and get booking gigs and stuff. Because I mean, I know Chris Rock has already been working and stuff, but after that slap, his name was everywhere. Right. You know, it's like it's kind of like
and landed a $50-some million Netflix deal.
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't he on the road with Kevin Hart too?
I know they did a documentary thing about, or they got a show on Netflix their
Okay.
comedy
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
Well,
they
it's
do.
not like he was hurting before, and
Right.
if it made him even bigger, then it made him bigger. But the money he's made so much money, it doesn't
Right.
make a difference.
Yeah.
So on the other note with that, Sam, let's talk. Well, how about in the comedian realm
Okay.
or whatever? Slash actress Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
Haddish.
no. What about her?
Haddish.
So Haddish, yes. So
Uh-huh.
just recent, it ain't even been 2 weeks ago. It's been a week and something ago. She just was arrested in Hollywood for a DUI, and it went public.
Oh,
And
wow.
she now got one more something that's hurting her, on top of coming out of all this other craziness that she was on.
Right. Right. Wow.
So we gotta send some love our way.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the truth. We do.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Well,
it can't. In her way too. I mean, the thing about it is that when you're in that, that's the toughest part about being a celebrity,
That's
or
right.
a person that is out there, because you are always under scrutiny for everything that you do. At the end of the day, because somebody else could go and get a DUI, you'd never even know about it. At
But
the
she
end
was
of the day.
drunk because of the fact that she was stating she was on live. She had went cocktailing because she beforehand, and she was on live coming back from where she was, and she was upset because she was disappointed with her
Yeah, I
people.
remember that. I saw that. Yeah.
I'm going to disagree here, and
Okay.
no disrespect, but it'd be one thing if she was partying and was drunk and fall down drunk at an event, but when you get behind the wheel of a car, you've turned that into a weapon.
That's right.
You're going to hurt somebody. I've done enough shows for Mothers Against Drunk Driving and mothers that lost children or husbands or daughters and stuff like that. And you go, so if you're a celebrity, yes, it's going to hit the TMZ and they're going to put it out there. And she needs help to understand, okay, so if you're drunk, then make sure somebody else drives or take an Uber home. In today's world with Uber and taxis and everything else
There's no
on social
excuse.
media, somebody help me please and get me home. And if you have people, when you're saying she was disappointed with her people, her people never should have let her get behind the wheel of a car.
Right.
That's right.
Because all this is a drunk driving episode, but what it's not is she didn't run into somebody and do property damage or kill somebody. And if she had done that, then what would you be saying? So you got to know better. And when anybody, celebrity or not, is putting things into their body and killing themselves and then puts themselves in a position where they can hurt somebody else, that's a problem. And if you want to put love out there, then they need help. That's the love that they need, is they need help.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. We have to send her some love away, just because whatever she's going through to get out there, for she not to know that, listen, you don't need to run to the bottle.
Right.
Don't run to the bottle.
And that goes with the
well, that's fine. I'm good with that. Right. Don't run to the bottle. But if you got people around you and you are running to the bottle, then don't let her drive.
Right, exactly. Well, and that goes back to where the Matthew Perry story could be what you factored into this as well. With people, we've talked about this, I think, for the past 3-4 weeks on these shows, is that mental wellness is a problem. At the end of the day, mental stability is a problem. And it seems like that, every week we're finding something more and more that, fortunately, but unfortunately, on the celebrity side of it, is that because it hits the front side, and immediately, as you said, Sandy, TMZ or whatever the case is, going to be right there to video it and put you out there on Front Street. But thinking about the common person that doesn't have the TMZ that's in their face, that are dealing with the same issue, because it's a byproduct of where we are as a society. They just happen to have a name. At the end of the day, but the person that's in that other part of town doesn't have that name, but they're still dealing with these clinical issues, So as a society, we got to find a way. I think to everybody's point is that we got to find a way to love on people, and really, if you see them in that particular situation, whether it's a friend or whatever the case may be, try to love on them, make some sense of, out of it. Would there be a difference? I know for us probably would, but would it be a difference if we put Tiffany in an Uber, but we left the other guy that was doing it and not put him in an Uber? See what I'm saying? So that that has to be in terms of this equal responsibility and equal opportunity to be able to help people, and people are going through a lot. They are, it doesn't make excuses, but it is a reasonable understanding. I will put it that way as an excuse. I know you got a point. We can pick it up from going to break, but as we get ready to go to break, we had another great actor that transitioned this week, unawareingly that he was dealing with a particular issue, within the ranks of his body, which was Andre Braugher. I mean, the guy was just, I think as one of those ones you could say as an actor's actor, at the end of the day, a lot of people looked up to him, in terms of his work and his accomplishments, and, from his very first film, Down to Glory, and then all of the other things that were involved. It was a surprise, but allegedly there were some things that happened in his lung area that, that was a reason why he transition. So, but we want to send our love and respect to his family, his sons, and what they're having to deal with at this particular point in time, and dealing with that. But as we go to break, we want to remember Andre and send salute to him, and as in his transition. We'll be right back. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth tonight. We are running out of time, but we got two more quick things we need to hit on real fast. Then we're going to move on and wish you guys well up until next week. So we want to touch real quick about the abortion and the situation in Texas, that we did kind of briefly talk about last week. And, of course, it did come back up again. Oh, my gosh. One of the new things, they showed all of these no pun intended here, all of these quote unquote white men that have been on this whole alleged side that has just really just put women in such a bad way, and not only women, because there's a family situation on, unit here. I don't want to make it all about just in this moment, all about the women, even though it is, but these women have husbands, at the end of the day, and they have the reason why these discussions have to happen in their own home, and the strength that these men have been putting around their women. I think I have to give men total credit, for that, and supporting their wives and their spouses through it. There's one that they did this poll or whatever thing, and they had this group that was from Texas, polls and cons or whatever the case may be. The one thing that he did change his mind, but from a male perspective, I really think that this guy was really unfair to his wife, in his delivery, because he was just 40. He didn't care what happened. And, and he went down the list and all this stuff. I'm like, guy, you're a dude, at the end of the day. And you're sitting here, you're saying that even if it was a rape or incest, you didn't think it was okay for an abortion to happen. He did change his mind, but the fact is that this guy,
he said he changed his mind because of his daughter,
right? Only because of his daughter's situation. So what if that was the case? You'd have been holding women hostage, You know, as the rest of the idiots that are doing. I mean, just to make make some sense to me. But anyway, I know we got to wrap it up. But go ahead. I mean, if you guys want to throw something on with that real fast.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's a patriarchal system that still believes that a man controls a woman's body.
Yeah.
But my thing is, though, if the only way to solve this issue is start passing out vasectomy.
Well, that was my thing too.
I'm all for passing out vasectomies. If you don't want abortions, it's time for the man to get a vasectomy.
Yeah.
And because it's time. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Until they start doing something about the male situation, then we'll stop hearing about this abortion stuff.
Right, that's true.
Because
I will say,
I'm just saying,
I will say,
ain't trying to be funny,
I'm gonna put it this way:
saying.
Close the door to the factory so the oven can't be baked.
Yeah, you out here raping little girls, cut it off, or get a vasectomy. I don't know, do something.
I don't want them to cut it off now. Lord, that was a terrible situation.
Did you just hear what I just said? If you out here raping little girls, little boys, cut the thing off.
Cut it off.
Cut it off.
Just put them under the ground somewhere.
Kick it and throw it in the woods somewhere. Kick it and throw it in the woods.
Trust me, you start cutting it off, it'll get cut off. Right?
They'll stop, cut it off, and throw it in the woods where it won't be seen ever again. At least.
Yeah. If you can't control it, cut it off.
Cut it off.
That's the truth.
The dog will bring it home and say, "What the heck is this?"
You know what? I can't. And now that we're on an up note about this, we're going to put the last joke on George Santos. Okay, so he's allegedly trying to get married. Go ahead, Sandy. I'm gonna let you take that one.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Since we're in the up mode, we're talking about jokes. Okay, at the end of the day, we're gonna put this last joke on George Santos because he's talking about getting married.
Santos, that guy's made more money on Cameo than he made in Congress, and I'm going, who's paying this guy?
I know, right?
It's just, what kind of country do we live in where a guy lies about everything and he raises, I mean, one thing if he's making 20, 30 bucks, which was the fact that anybody would pay him that, but now he's raised his rates to $400 or $500.
Yeah.
Is he marrying a woman? Now that's the big. Is he marrying a woman?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But I saw a clip of his. I thought it was somebody impersonating him because it was so ridiculous the way he was behaving. And then I was like, oh no, that's really him. He's like, oh yeah, up until Friday, I was like a whole congressman, and singing. So I was just like, this man is certifiable. Wow. He's just really in a whole other reality.
And I think what has given him credence, and we'll just wrap it up with this, because of the ridiculousness that his dedication to the Orange Man, I think that he had just somehow got more of that Kool-Aid than necessary, and he felt like that he could get away with everything that Donald Trump got away with, and that's the reason why he has, did what he did. Yeah, he did, because it got him elected. The same ship that got Donald Trump elected got this man elected. Lies on top of lies on top of lies on top of lies. At the end of the day. Guys, it has been a great night once again. All right. We invite you to stick around for probably about maybe 5-10 minutes where we will sign off, come back home. We will do our after behind the show real fast, kind of give you continuous conversation on not on air, but on air. So you guys just kind of give us a few minutes. We'll be right back at you again. But I do want to say this real quick as we do wrap. We did start out talking about, the abuse situations. If you are experiencing situations such as that, and you're of course not a celebrity, whatever, please go ahead and deal with it. Okay. I mean, I can tell you about stories that family members that have experienced things of this nature. And it is not a comfortable feeling to be able to have to go through this. Okay. Or the reasons why women, men, whatever, deal with those predators, put them in their place, whether go to court or whatever the case may be. But the main thing is be able to heal yourself from it, okay? Because if you're not healing your own self from it, then it causes a lot of other traumatic moments for your life, okay? I encourage you, definitely deal with it, all right? Guys, thank you so much for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth tonight. Next week, we'll all be in hats, so they got their hats together. We'll be celebrating the holiday real fast. We won't be on long next week, okay? So y'all be on time, all right? So we'll see you next week. Guys, thank you for being here, and we invite you to hang around for a few more minutes. We'll pop back up and just give you another talk, all right? We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.